Okay, so these equations we're going to reduce to quadratics and then solve them. Now, we could solve them by expanding the brackets, but that's sometimes a bit painful. What we can do in these particular cases, we can use substitution and stuff like that to solve them. So there are a couple of different ways. So this first one, you got x plus 2. Oh, that hurt my neck. You got x plus 2 all squared minus 3 times x plus 2 minus 4. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use substitution. So we're going to just say let u equal x plus 2. Okay, because that way we get down to something a bit more simple. So if we've let u equal x plus 2, we're going to have all of a sudden u squared minus 3u minus 4 equals 0. So we now have a quadratic. Everyone happy with that? So it's now just a normal quadratic. We can now factorize that quadratic, because whenever we're solving quadratics, we want to probably factorize so we can find the solutions or the roots of it. So, anyone want to do it off the top of their head? You can use PSF, you can use the cross method. Okay, I'm going to do it off the top of my head because I'm awesome. So you've said minus 1 and you... So what do we reckon? It's got to add together to give you minus 3. It's got to multiply together to give you minus 4. Multiplying together to give you a negative means one has to be positive, one has to be negative. Adding together to give you... You happy with that? Negative 4 plus 1. So we do that and we go like that. Everyone happy? Yeah. All right, so we've got that. We've factorized it, so we should be able to now work out what our values of u would be. So u equals what? So there's the roots of this quadratic. Negative 1 and 4. Excellent. But we are solving for x, realistically. We want to find out what x equals. How do we do that? We found what u equals. Yeah. 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 Okay. I do, actually, which is strange. But u equals x plus 2. But we've said that u equals minus 1 or 4. Therefore, minus 1 equals x plus 2 and 4 equals x plus 2. Now you can solve for x. Does that make sense? It's actually quite pretty in the end. It's you've simplified each bit, so you can just get it down to a quadratic, which you can factorize. You get the roots of it, and then you've just got a substitution. You've got u equals this. So that, what are you getting? Negative 3 equals x, and 2 equals x. So we've now got our two values. X is 2, and x is minus 3. And that's the solutions for that equation up the top. Pretty cool. Everyone happy with that? All right, I'm actually going to continue the video while I do this second one. So the second one says x plus 2 over x equals 3, where x does not equal 0. X can't equal 0 because we're not going to divide by 0. All right, so what are we going to do? This is not quite the same as the one we've just done. It will look similar, but it's not going to do quite the same. What are we going to do? Yeah, get rid of the fraction. First thing I'd do though, oh no, that's the first thing I'd do. Get rid of the fraction. You've got the 3 on the other side. So how do we get rid of the fraction? What do we times by x? Everything. Every item, every term. So we have to go x squared, because we're going to times that by x, plus 2, because that would be 2 over x times x, because those cancel out, and it's the whole reason we're doing it, and equals 3x. Cool? What we've done in this particular case is we've now made it a quadratic in one more step. Close. Yeah. Yeah. So we've now made it a quadratic again. Okay, it wasn't a quadratic before, we've now made it a quadratic and we're going to work out the values. What do we do now? Got a quadratic, we want to work out the solutions. We use the F word. Alright, I was going to use a different F word, but that'll do. Sorry? Yeah. Did the air conditioner turn itself off? It's just always hot. It's me. Thanks. Yeah, I'm actually glad this fan's on because I'm standing kind of under it. Okay, so what are my values of x? 1 and 2. Okay. Do we need to do anything else? All right, so that one's solved. Do we have to do anything else? Nah, because we found x. Okay, we were solving for x, and we found what x was. Cool. Then there's one more. 9 to the power of x. So x is the indice, x is the exponent. Have we done that? Oh, or do you mean the dot? The dot actually means multiplication. 9 to the power of x. We haven't really done it. We've done a little bit, but not a hell of a lot. But don't stress about it so much. It's a bit scary. It's going to be okay. Now this one's a little bit more complicated. What I might actually do is I might pause it and actually do this one as a separate one so that if you have questions we can go into it in a bit more depth. So I'll just cancel, or not cancel, I'll stop this one.